your emotions like today, just coming to the building after last night, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I think it sucks. Obviously, we knew the position that we were in, but you always try and hope to win, the last game of the season. And I mean, we had some chances, obviously, but just really disappointing and disappointing season overall.
What is your biggest takeaway from the year? Obviously, a lot of young guys on this roster got some valuable experience. What's your biggest takeaway from it?
Yeah, I think there's got to be frustration for everyone. I think obviously we knew the position that we were in and all that, but we were in a lot of games, and I thought we should have won a lot more games personally. And it's definitely, like I said, definitely frustrated, but at the same time, you gotta take it and use it as motivation within the summer and do whatever you think you need to do to get yourself better and be ready for next season. And at the end of the day, have this feeling in your stomach and know that you don't want to have this feeling again.
Ryan was saying after last night's game that it's a big. He said the summer is going to be big for a lot of guys in this room, and conditioning is a thing that needs to improve. Did you sense all that maybe conditioning played a part in some of these third periods that you guys struggled in this year?
I mean, maybe. I think there's a lot of factors, to be honest, that goes into it. A lot of breakdowns, and just not being able to find a way. And even there were some games where we were down a goal and we had opportunities to make a push, and the push just wasn't really there. So, I mean, if that's conditioning, then potentially, but I think there were a lot of factors.
I know as yourself, you signed here and you knew what you were walking into. If you look back to the start of the year when you signed and you look at the record now, you guys feel like you could have won more games. Do you feel like this team is still on the right path? Do you feel like that there is that, what you signed here, you see something around the corner here?
Of course. I mean, I have no regrets on signing here and being here. At the end of the day, it was my decision, and I think I definitely had a fun year in regards of being around the guys and the guys in the locker room and making new friends and all that. But at the end of the day, it's our job, and our job is to win hockey games, and we definitely didn't do that. And I think you go into the summer and like I was just saying, you gotta be excited to get yourself better and earn more responsibility for next season.
When you mentioned just how fun the room was despite all the losing, and I know you can't speak for other teams. Like we saw some of the frustration with Connor Bedard in Chicago. Publicly, we don't know what else is going on, but just the lighter vibe around this team, whether it's in the room or on the ice, just that excitement. Does that kind of bring that excitement to go to work this summer and really come back next year trying to have fun and win games?
Yeah, I mean, the end of the day. I don't necessarily want to say I don't want to have fun, but I'd rather be winning more games than having fun off the ice, and that's what our job is. So, like I said, we have a responsibility within ourselves, and the teams that I've been on that have been successful are really close in a close-knit group, and I think we're on the path of doing that, and it's just a matter of committing ourselves to it and getting the job done at the end of the day.
So, Tyler, are there some positives that you saw during the season from the start to now?
I mean, yeah, we were in a lot of games. I thought we beat some really good teams, some teams that might win the Stanley Cup, and whenever you can do that, then that's a positive. But at the end of the day, we didn't win enough games, and we ended up being in the position that we were in.
What's one immediate thing that you guys can do next year to start winning these close games?
I mean, it's the day after the last game of the season. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. But I guess if I were to say one thing, just being able to dig deep and find a way, whether that's blocking a shot or getting the puck out, or even scoring a goal to go up by 2 instead of trying to hold on to the lead by 1. I mean, there's many different things that can push us over the edge, and I think if we all understand what we need to do and we're all on the same page, then we'll be able to take the next step.
You had your fourth 30-goal season. 3 of your 4 30-goal seasons have been in the last 3 years. What's the secret to your, success?
I mean, I said it. I got asked the other day too. I've been put in a position to succeed, and I try and take advantage of the situation. And I feel like I'm playing at my best when I'm confident on the ice. And for the most part, I felt really confident in being able to make plays, obviously scoring, but make plays all over the ice. And it was just one of those seasons again where things kind of went my way, and kudos to the guys that I was playing with and the position that I was in.
Tyler, how does this team, you made the decision to sign here, Wenberg made a decision to sign here. How does this team attract more free agents, even though you're still, coming out of a rebuild, and maybe some guys might be hesitant to join something like this, but how does this team make this an attractive place to play?
I mean, one, just seeing Will and Mac on the ice is definitely going to be a big factor. And, I don't talk to very many guys out there, but lining up beside some guys, they see it and they say, that he's an incredible talent, Macklin especially. And so that's got to be exciting. And guys who want to, be part of something special, it's one of those things. So that's not necessarily my job to be able to bring guys in, but I can do my best to try and help. And if guys call me and ask, what it's like, I'm going to be honest with them and tell them how it is, and hopefully they, want to join it.
You're part of this leadership group this year. Obviously there was an emotional couple of days last with Logan involved. Is that, I don't know if Mike has plans to name another captain for next year. Is that something you'd be open to, wearing the C for this team?
I mean, I haven't thought about it, to be honest. And, I haven't spoken with Grizzy either. So there's a lot of guys that came in here and do a great job for this team. So, it's one of those things where I'm looking forward to the summer and trying to get myself better and help lead this team, honestly, in any way I can. And, what I've done in the past, is nothing. It's one of those things where next year's a new season and we got to turn this thing around.
For yourself in the summertime, what's a typical Tyler Toffoli offseason? Is there a plan to maybe try and go to Worlds? Have you been invited? Is it get away from the rink? What's a typical Tyler Toffoli offseason? I
do my best to not think about hockey as much as I can and have as much fun. But at the end of the day, get my work in when it's time. And like I said, I like to enjoy my summers now. And I've done the Worlds and stuff a few times now, so I don't necessarily plan on going now.
I know when you signed here, one of the big pulls was that no move clause, just being able to have some stability in where you are. Do you plan to stay in the San Jose or California area during the offseason and train here, or do you have another place that you like to go, maybe back home to Canada?
I'll probably move around a little bit. Still trying to work on those things. Gonna enjoy my couple weeks here, staying away from the rink and out of the gym. And when it's time to get back to work, that's when I'll figure things out for sure.
Just how nice is it for you, maybe first time in a while, that you know where you're going to be, you're not going to get moved, that's not over your head at all?
Yeah, my stuff's not in storage, and I can come home to my house whenever I feel like it and not be worried about what house I'm going to be running next.
When you first got to LA, they weren't in a rebuilding stage. They were close to winning. In fact, your first full year, you won the cup. But what about your memories from that time as a young player, the way that you were guided by some of the vets, and how does that compare to how you try to impart your leadership on younger players now?
Yeah, I think it's different. The league's definitely changed from when I came in, and it's one of those things where I did my best to try and be as hard on guys as possible without going over the edge and pushing them away. And I feel like I did a relatively good job. didn't have any FUs with anyone this year. I thought about it with Will and Mac a little bit. No, but I think at the end of the day, there's going to be that tough love, and obviously, like I said, it's different. I came in the league playing for Daryl Sutter, and Dean Lombardi was in charge, so there's a lot of tough love there. So it's different, but at the end of the day, I think it's good. I think it's needed, and when there's that healthy, competition and in room, I think that makes guys better and teams better.
When you saw the Logan ceremonies and all the reception he got, did you reflect a little bit on the fact that both of you guys were captains of the Ottawa 67s, and then the tradition that the Kilray history and all that brought forth? Yeah,
I mean, when I came in, I played for Killer for one season, but I knew how important he was for Couch, and I remember sitting beside Couch my first year in the league too. So great leader, and like I've said before, he obviously meant a lot for the 67s especially, but also for the San Jose Sharks. And it's one of those things where a lot of guys have looked up to him throughout his career, and he definitely left his mark.
How do you see that line in terms of that kind of that tough love as a leader, not going too far? Like, just how do you kind of know for yourself what that line is when you talk to somebody?
I mean, you never know. I think that's the beauty of it. You want to push people to their limits, and like I said, I was pushed to my limits by Daryl and Dean and many guys that I played with, and I think that's maybe the player that I am, and has helped me, have the career that I've had.
Daryl had a certain style, right? I mean, is that you like to see the Sharks maybe adopt some of that style that he likes, under that defense first, that tough nosed type approach, I guess.
I mean, like I said, the game's changed. I don't think some of the guys could handle it in a way, but no, I mean, I think there's obviously a lot that we can do better for next season, and that's not being an asshole to anyone. We're the worst team in the league, so we have to figure out a way to get better, and whatever that is, obviously there's going to be conversation within the summer, and we'll have to work on things, and like I said, whatever that is we're going to have to find a way ourselves.
You got the NHL awards coming up here. I don't think I have to ask you who your Calder favorite is. Who should win the Hart this year?
I don't know. I mean, I thought when we played against Colorado, Nate was pretty incredible. So we'll see what happens. But there's so many guys that had incredible years. So every year's a new challenge. But I think I'll be voting for Nate for sure.
How did you see Mac and Will too, to some extent, grow from his first day at camp to these last few weeks here?
I mean, I think you just saw the confidence on the ice. I think from the start of the year they were trying to make plays and do all those things, but towards the end of the year they were making the plays, and I think that's what happens sort of as you grow as a player. And like I was saying about myself, the more confident you are on the ice and know that you're capable of making the plays and all those things, then good things will start happening, and that definitely started happening for them.
What's the next step for Mac and Will?
Go home in the summer and work out.